Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Grapplers Academy. Now, with the past couple of weeks we've been looking at side control series and how to make the most out of your pressure and get different attacks off the back of it. Today we've got a different option. We've been looking a lot at shelving the elbow on the hip and shutting down your opponent's option. That way, side's got a beautiful option on shutting down if they presented a different problem and framing more with the wrist rather than with the elbow.
Yeah, so this one sort of takes away all the leverage that someone's got when they're applying their frames. It's something that I picked up with Cam over at ASW, and it's become like quite an integral part of my game. It helps really shut down that near side frame and help isolate the far one. There's also a way that you can use it to try and tire out their framing prior to attacking that arm that you're tiring out, because as we all know, a more tired limb is easy to submit. So, starting off with side control here. And we're going to be here, Bond's going to have his frames in. So now if the elbow is quite close to the hip, it's going to be quite easy for me to just sort of drop my hip, scoop it in, or sort of baseball slide through and isolate the arm. But sometimes they're going to be using the top end of the forearm to be really sticking that frame in. So if I do try and clear it, there's a bigger surface area there for them to actually stop me from trying to kill this frame. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and send his thumb towards his shoulder. Now, the first common mistake that I was making when I was doing this technique is I was sending the thumb outside of the shoulder, which was sending the hand to the mat, and then we're able to free it up and then reframe. So, rather than when I'm going for this, I'm not just trying to drop my hip down to the floor. As you can see, Bond's wrist comes towards the mat, and I can free that up and get it back. I'm trying to send his thumb towards his pec and shoulder, and I'm using my hip to get it there. So, rather than just dropping my hip back and down, I'm trying to send it forward and then down. So now this here is driving my weight into Bond's shoulder and essentially neutralising his frame. So now also Bond's got no pressing power here now. So if Bond starts pressing here, there's very little power there, and if I wanted to, I can go with a press and then put more weight back down. Essentially making him bench press my weight numerous times. So, what this also does is when I come here and I've neutralised this arm, is it gives me the option to isolate this far arm, to come back, take the wrist, pin it to the mat, and then I can start to attack a Kimura or a straight arm lock on the far side. Or if you refer back to last week's video, if Bond starts trying to turn into me a little bit, I can step up, step over, and go for that Kimura or head scissors setup that we both looked at last week.
It's quite a tiring position to be stuck underneath that, isn't it? You can really ride your opponent's wave and make them tire themselves out, give them a bit of a press, let them think they're making some space, and then just come back down on top of them with that shut down on the leverage. I've been on the receiving end of this a couple of times and I've dealt it out. It's a good one to play around with, isn't it? Because like the old saying goes, you cook your opponent a little bit, make them tired, and then you're going to get your submission 10 times easier than you would do if they were super fresh.
There's nothing better than making your opponent feel like they've been in a fight and then finishing them. You coming out fresh and then coming out feeling like they've been hit by a truck. So if you like what you saw there and you want to sort of learn more, don't forget to go back, look at our previous videos, as well as liking and subscribing.
We've got a load of archived footage from techniques to breakdowns of matches. If there's anything else that you want to see in addition to what we've already covered, drop us a comment or drop us some info over on the socials as well at the Grapplers Academy. Anything that you want to get included, whether that be techniques or match breakdowns, stick it in over there or stick it on our personal socials as well. We'll see it and try and get around to uploading that.